There's been a lot of news that's been coming out. Just kidding. It's been pretty slow.
But it's a doorknob.
Well, we do have one piece of interesting news, though, which is that Claressa Shields, and if you guys don't know who that is, we'll explain in a second. But Claressa Shields, there's rumors. I have inside sources that there's an Amanda Nunes bout being made with Claressa Shields. My inside sources are public Twitter, but that's beside the point. Guys, if you don't know who Claressa Shields is, don't blame yourself or anything. She's a boxer who actually won the Olympic gold in 2012 and 2016. Now, this brings us to a very important point because I don't think people actually respect WMMA.
Yeah, well, at least I think in the past that they haven't. I think people are starting to respect it a little bit more. And here's why. I mean, let's be honest. Men's MMA back in the day was dog shit.
It was really, really bad.
Women's MMA in recent memory was also dog shit.
It was really, really bad.
Even the Ronda Rousey era, right? Like Ronda Rousey,
she was really good at grappling.
At grappling,
Well,
yes.
it was kind of like a lot of people made the comparison to Royce Gracie.
Yeah.
Royce, sorry. You got to get your Brazilian R's going. Royce Gracie, who had a really great skill set, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that other people just did not have.
Right.
So it was hot knife through butter. But then, you know, the competition got better, and now I feel like with Amanda Nunes, we do have a truly, like, complete technical fighter who is actually good in all aspects of the game.
And not only... It feels like when it's on the ground, because for so long MMA just was like, if you have a good ground game, you're amazing.
And wrestling, right?
And that goes for the men's division, except a lot earlier, right? But then strikers started coming into the game, making, almost nullifying grappling.
Chuck Liddell, right? Sprawl and brawl.
Yep, exactly.
Back in the day.
And they started having good takedown defense, which means everybody's striking had to improve. And the striking... When you're seeing somebody actually strike, you can tell if they're an amateur or they're somebody who's fucking legit. And that happened obviously sooner with men's MMA.
Well, it's still happening, to be fair. It is still happening.
Yes.
Like, there's still a lot of transitions and evolutions going on, specifically with the striking in men's MMA. But you can definitely see, like, it's bumped levels, man.
Well, like Charles Oliveira, right?
Yeah.
His striking used to be abysmal. Now it's pretty good.
It's crazy, too, because you see this with, like, in individual fighters. I mean, Frankie Edgar, like, I almost said 15 years ago. Frankie Edgar, when he was fighting at like lightweight, his striking was nowhere near his striking now. And even like I'd say the game in a lot of ways is passing Frankie's striking by, and we'll see if he's able to evolve or not or what. I mean, Koreans, I don't know, man. What striking would he do? You think he's gonna peekaboo style against Korean zombies?
Well, we're not talking about men's MMA. We're talking about women's, and I think the main thing for the women's MMA is that their striking just has not caught up for the majority of people. You have some phenomenal strikers like Rose Namajunas, Joanna,
Marina.
Oh man, Marina's striking.
That's what I'm saying though. I actually feel like WMMA, it's almost like you put men's MMA on like fast forward 3 times faster.
Yeah.
Because like Joanna came out pretty early on. Like as soon as they did start adding a few more of the divisions, like she has great striking, and now I think you are starting to see the divisions fill out, and they're not as top heavy as they used to be, even though I'd say like they're still not lightweight in the men's division. And I mean like women's featherweight shouldn't even exist in my opinion. It's not a division, but it's just been really cool. And especially like now that we're kind of going down memory lane and the parallels between men's MMA and women's MMA, there is one last little parallel that's really surprising to me and very strange to me, and it brings us to the title of the video, which is you need to actually, and I don't know who we're talking to exactly, but it's you, I guess. I don't know. It's definitely Claressa Shields.
It was me a couple of years ago though.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I did not. I mean, I did not respect women's MMA. I mean, obviously, I would always see like a Duranda May fight because I love her striking. But even like up until recently, like it was
really gritty. That's what I felt like. It was more so like who's tougher, not who's more technical. In a lot of the lower card WMA fights.
But even then, there was something where there was a hesitation with women's MMA striking. The grappling was fine. It was the striking that and I love striking. I love boxing. I love kickboxing and all that. Muay Thai shirt. And I think that's what
he just ducks and shows the gloves.
That's what I really was lacking in women's MMA, and now
the fluidity.
Now the top girls have great striking
power,
and that's really good to see.
Andrade,
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Her striking's brutal.
Yeah.
But I do think again, like there's one last little thing that WMMA has to go through in order to sort of prove to the masses that it deserves respect and prove to other combat sports that it deserves respect. And it's the same thing that men's MMA had to go through when it was getting no respect whatsoever. That's you bring a boxer that's successful and has a good record and a little bit of a name in James Toney to come fight in the UFC against Randy Couture.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know what happened there, Randy Couture absolutely smashed him. He ankle picked him in like 1 second, and James Toney showed nothing.
Yeah.
Granted, it was James Toney showing up for a big payday.
Yes, it was.
And it was the UFC basically being like, hey guys, you can't... the whole narrative's like, oh, can boxer beat MMA fighter? And that still happens today with like Mayweather, McGregor, and even people talking about Masvidal, Canelo. Why? That's a terrible idea. But now, Claressa Shields, an Olympic boxer, they're trying to matchmake with, and it's very serious. Like, it's very, very close to being done, guys. It's Claressa Shields, Olympic boxer, 9-0 record as a pro, fighting Amanda Nunes.
It'll be interesting. It'll be able to tell if the world respects MMA or women's MMA.
And I think it'll be really good for that exact reason. This is not going to go well, guys. This is not going to go well. There's only one shot a boxer ever has against somebody who trains mixed martial arts, and that's to get a knockout in the first 5 or 10 seconds.
I would think, right? Unless for some reason they have phenomenal takedown defense.
But you can't. You just can't. You can't. Like,
no, I agree. If Gerardame got smashed by
Nunes'
wrestling, right? And I think that Gerardame probably has more power than this girl that we're talking about. Just from her record, because she only has 2 TKOs. She's not known for her high power.
So she's 9-0 as a pro and only 2 knockouts.
Yeah.
So that means she's got 7 decision wins, and that's just not a very good ratio you want to see when you are like, hey, it's a boxer versus a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who can wrestle, and Amanda Nunes. I don't see it going well, man. And especially, like, I always feel it's kind of weird because you can't... Takedown defense is not that easy to learn either. That's the other problem. Like, takedown defense, yeah, conceptually, you do these things, right? The whole issue is, like, MMA fighters, they learn, and grapplers, they're learning how to institute that on somebody who does not want that to happen.
Right.
So it's like, you expect a boxer to be able to get this skill set that MMA fighters have specifically worked on for years, and maybe a year for this camp, maybe 6 months. It's just realistically not something that's going to happen. And since Claressa...
She's young, though. She's young. She's 24 years old.
Which is ludicrous. She won those gold medals so early, 2012 and 2016. But I'm just saying, like, if Claressa Shields was transitioning to MMA and was trying to work her way up from the bottom, be like, damn, what a great prospect. This is going to be so much fun to watch her come in. But no, this is James Toney.
Yeah.
There's no money fights in women's boxing, so she's trying to get a money fight in WMMA and get beaten, hopefully gets just, like, choked out.
It'll be interesting for sure.
I think, this is what I think. I think she just wants to get the bag and bounce.
I think so too.
But you never know. Maybe we'll see some videos and she'll be working the Canelo, like, bag that he hits for the hooks. I don't know. I just think that this is indicative that WMMA is not getting the respect it deserves in combat sports, and it should, exactly. Yeah. And I think that this is a good move from the UFC. Probably the easiest fight of Amanda Nunes' career, honestly. Yeah. And get you that bag, Amanda. Get that bag, Claressa. But I'm glad, because you always need this. Like, and I think you can certainly say, like, it's becoming more and more clear. Guess who wins in a fight between a boxer and an MMA fighter? Whoever's rule set it is in, and at the top level. At lower levels, whatever. But, like, it's fun. I'm glad we do these crossover fights.
Yeah.
I get sucked into them. When we're close to the fight, I might be sucked into it.
But we respect women, and we respect women's MMA. All right, guys, have a good one.
What a way to end it.